everyone, welcome back to the Filmstock YouTube channel. We are Chris and Christina, and we're here to help you make better videos and empower your inner video creator. With Father's Day coming up very soon, there is no better time to show your father or father figure in your life how much they mean to you with a little video.
So as you've seen at the start of the video, I created a few different examples using some packs from Filmstock. So let's jump into Filmora 11 and I'll show you how you can do just the same. Okay, so now that we're in Filmora 11, you will need to download some packs to create something similar to what I have created in this video. The packs that I have used for this video are the Father's Day pack, the Parent-Child pack, the Film Frame pack, and the Vintage Film pack. The links for all those will be in the description below. So once you have downloaded those packs, if you click on Transitions, Effects, or Elements up at the top, and then scroll down till you see Filmstock on the left hand side, you will be able to see all of the packs that you've downloaded right here. So for this video I decided to create two different sequences. For the first sequence I decided to create something which looks almost like a home video with that vintage style to it with some vintage packs, and for the second sequence I have used the Father's Day pack and the Parent-Child pack just to create something a little bit different. So instead of recreating this sequence, I'm just going to explain what I did and why I used the little effects and titles and stuff that I did. So let's start with the cinematic homemade video sequence that I created. Obviously I had to bring in some clips of some fathers and their children, and I placed those at the bottom as you can see right here. And the next thing I did was I placed these vintage camera transitions in between each shot, which I got from the Film Frame pack right up here, and I just dragged them down in between each clip. I actually used two different ones just to mix things up a wee bit so it wasn't repetitive. So instead of it just cutting from one clip to the next, it does a nice little transition which looks like an old film camera. I knew I wanted some text in this sequence, so I just clicked on titles up here, and I actually picked title number 29 because I liked the way it looked like an old typewriter. So I just dragged that in, changed my text, and we have something that looks like that, which I thought was quite nice. And then I decided to just fade it out at the end, and you can do that by double clicking on the title and then coming up to animation and just click fade out, and then you can decide how long you want your fade out to be by zooming in and just dragging this little thing around here, and that will determine how long the title fades out for. I used the same title for each bit of text in the video because I wanted everything to feel consistent. The next thing I did to give it that homemade cinematic vintage camera feel to the entire sequence was I used a flicker from the Vintage Film pack. It's flicker number 2, and I just dragged it over all of the clips so it would be consistent across the whole video. I think it just adds something else to the video and just keeps the whole feeling of that homemade video. And finally, just to finish things off, I added the border which you can see here, and that is from the Film Frame pack, and it's Film Frame overlay number 10, and that really makes it feel like it's filmed on an old camera, as well as the flicker and the way the text is done and the transitions. I think this all just blends together nicely to create a nice cinematic homemade video for Father's Day. And here is the final result. Okay, so for the second example, I have used some effects from the Father's Day pack, and first of all, I just added some clips of this dad and his son just playing around in the garden, and I made sure to cut all those the length that I wanted. And once again, I started with some transitions from the Father's Day pack. There's two of them, and I decided to use both of them just to mix things up a little bit. I just simply drag them down between each clip and then decide how long I want the transition to be. And I decided to keep the second sequence quite simple so that everyone could make it. So over the top of the first clip I decided to use this Father's Day title because I thought it was quite cool, and in the clip he's throwing a little paper aeroplane And as you can see, there's a little paper airplane in this title screen as well, which I thought was quite nice. This title screen is from the Father's Day pack, and it's the Father's Day pack lower third number 4 title, which I just dragged on top of the clip and then changed the text to say Father's Day, and you can do that by double clicking and you can change your text right in here to whatever you want. Obviously, instead of using this as a lower third title, I decided to place it right in the middle of the screen just because I thought it worked better at the start of this video. As we transition to the second clip, this dad is blowing some bubbles for his son. I thought this effect from the Father's Day pack worked quite well because it's pretty much the exact same colour as the bubbles and it just looks similar. This is overlay 1 from the Father's Day pack, and you can just simply drag it on top of your clip, and if you want to change the opacity then you just need to double click and you can do so. Quite simple and easy to use. So as we transition into the third and final shot, I thought I would use another little lower third title just to add some text and finish things off. I decided to use the lower third number 9 title from the Father's Day pack, and I just simply double click and add in the text that I want, and I can resize everything if need be. And I think that looks quite good. The nice thing about these titles are they are already animated, so it just fits in very nicely to the video and also saves you some time. And just before we finish up, I just wanted to show you some more effects and little elements that you could use when you're creating those Father's Day clips. So for example, here is one from the parent-child pack. You've got the little children running along with their kite, and I decided to just use a little kite from the parent-child pack right here, and I dragged it on top of the clip and just placed it in the top right corner. It's already animated, so it just kind of floats around there and just adds something else to the clip, which I thought is quite cool. And if you want to do something a little bit more creative, I decided to use the football from the parent-child pack in this clip, where the dad is playing football with his children, and I've used some keyframing to place the football over the top of the actual football in the clip, and it looks something like this, which I think is kind of cool. As you can see, there are quite a lot of elements in the parent-child pack, and you can add these into any of your clips and just get as creative as you want with it. So those are just a few examples of some little video sequences you could create. Hopefully that gives you some ideas to create your own.
So now this Father's Day, you can give your father figure something special with the help of Filmstock. And of course, you don't even have to wait till Father's Day to create something like this. If you want to keep up to date with video tips just like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. You will of course find the links for the packs in the description also. So happy Father's Day to you all, keep creating, and we will see you in the next one.